Today on That's a Farm, we're going to be butchering chickens. Our neighbors have almost 90 meat birds that need to be butchered. Well, that might seem like a lot of chickens. We can butcher that number in under 2 hours. Our setup for chicken butchering has been perfected over the years, making processing very easy. We told our neighbors that we would help them out of our goodness of our hearts and because they helped us when we butchered ours. And once we got our equipment ready, our neighbors showed up in the craziest looking chicken trailer I have ever seen. Looks like those chickens had a fun/terrifying ride. We then sent our chicken getters in to grab us a few. But before I move on, don't think we're some kind of animal haters or something. We know that our neighbors take care of their chickens to the very end. And that end is to feed their family. If you have a problem with gore or the fact that we're putting down chickens, then I don't really know why you're on this video. After we grab the chickens, we take them to the cones, which is where the beheading takes place. We put the chickens in the cones head first, so that their heads stick out the bottom. And once that happens, they get their heads removed by Grandpa, while the body moves on to the scalder, aka the birdie boiler.
Oh no, not the birdie boiler!
This machine heats up the chickens so that their feathers fall off easier. If you don't get the birdie boiler hot enough, the feathers won't come out without some really hard tugging. Grandpa, apart from cutting off the heads, makes sure the scalder is functioning, along with everybody else. In other words, he makes sure you do your job. After the chickens are hot enough, they go into the plucker. The plucker does as its name implies, rolling the chickens around until they are somewhat defeathered. All the feathers it plucks dispenses out the back, but there is almost always some feathers still left on the chicken, and when that happens, you have to pluck them by hand. This is usually what I'm doing, along with moving chickens in and out of the plucker. And that is what I call Station 1, the first phase of chicken butchering. Once we pluck the chickens clean of feathers, we move them to Station 2, where the naked chickens get their necks, feet, and tails cut off. And after that, it's gutting time, also known as the time I start getting sick. Yeah, nobody wants to see this part. After the chickens were gutted and rinsed off, we moved them into our barn to Station 3, where the chickens get cleaned again, put into bags, and vacuum sealed for freezing. All 3 stations work like this for as long as it takes to butcher all the chickens, although it does get pretty boring just plucking almost naked chickens all the time. But I like to get the mood going a little happier with all the morbidity going on by talking to people.
Bro, tell me a chicken joke.
Why'd the chicken cross the road?
I have no idea.
To escape from the butchers.
Even though the jokes are kind of morbid too. But while we're working, this is the perfect time to answer the question everybody is asking. Why? Why do we put ourselves through this long, tiring process of butchering our own chickens as well as our neighbors? Well, number one, Mom and Dad like punishing us. Haha, just kidding. Please don't kill me, Mom and Dad. But really, the reason is because we like to know what's in our food that we eat. We feed our chickens the best feed and raise them the best way we can. It's not that we don't like Chick-fil-A, don't get me wrong, but what's even in those nuggets? I mean, it could be raccoon bits for all we know. Not to mention, a single Chick-fil-A sandwich has over 47 chemicals in it, while our chicken sandwich only has one ingredient. Chicken. While some will just ignore what they eat, we have for a long time butchered our own meat, including chickens, and that's why we do this. Soon we were almost done when the last chicken realized that all his friends were dead, and he knew he would be next, so he made a run for it.
I got out. The last chicken.
Get him!
Get it! Get it!
This last chicken was very fast and very smart as he took cover under the truck.
You should turn on the engine, maybe. No, don't.
This chicken really did not want to die because he really wedged himself under
Push
that
him
truck.
down.
But soon, the master chicken catcher that grabbed almost all the chickens in the first place grabbed and dragged him away. It was then after he was processed that we started cleaning up. That was a long process in itself, especially when we had to pick up all those wet, semi-lukewarm, juicy feathers. But in the end, We cleaned up everything and put it in the sun to dry. The hard, grueling 2 hours were over. Well, that was fun. It was definitely not easy, and I might not be able to eat any chicken for a few days, but in the end, we helped a neighbor and we helped ourselves get better at butchering. And speaking of helping, why don't you help me get famous by watching a few more of my videos on That's a Farm.